Blog Talk Radio.
Foxy 107.104, the Triangle's only station for R&B and classic soul. Here's my man, Eric Benet, news for you on Foxy 107.1 and 104.3. Foxy presents Anthony Hamilton live in concert. It's just days away. The Soulful Summer Tour with special guests, Eric Benet, Marcus Canty, and it's going down June 8th at the D-Pack. I want you, yes you, to keep listening for a chance to win free tickets. Foxy 107.1 and 104.3.
I was stupid, really stupid. Something told me deep inside, better not do it.
Triangle, get ready. You've waited, and now he's here. Back in the Triangle. National recording artist Anthony
Woke up this morning, found a letter that she wrote.
Anthony Hamilton live.
It's over. I need to get away.
Saturday night, June 8th at D-Pack. It's Anthony Hamilton. Foxy 107.104.
This is your host, Ty Jones, and this is, former host of Foxy 107.104, the Triangle's only station for R&B and classic soul. This is the podcast called The Voice, and I am your host, Ty Jones, and we have the lovely, most talented and beautiful actress. She's best known for appearing on the TV miniseries Hustle in Brooklyn. She's also worked as a singer. She's a rapper. She's a model. Let me say no more. Let's introduce and big up BSU alumni. Azia is in the building. What's up, Azia?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Good, can't complain. Working per usual, staying busy.
Nice. So, Azia, you mentioned to me that you're in Texas. Are you in Texas touring? Are you doing a concert out there?
No, I'm not in Texas on work. I am just here, personal work,
okay.
But I don't have any shows or anything. My next show is this weekend in Bermuda. So I'll be flying to Bermuda on Friday. Yeah.
Amazing. So is it like a tropical reggae type of thing? What's the theme in Bermuda?
Yes. You hit the nose, the nail right on the head. It's a BDA festival, so it's mostly West Indian artists, Caribbean artists, and I am one of the wonderful people that's performing. I'm excited. It's my first time going to Bermuda. My dad's going to be coming with me.
That is amazing. That's got to be super, super fun. Please, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of pics on the gram. I follow you. I'm always throwing out those fire emojis. Been a huge supporter of you since I started watching the show. And it's just refreshing to see a young lady such as yourself carrying the torch of others that were the forerunners for the women in hip-hop, in music, like the Queen Latifahs and the Little Kims. And you remind me of one of those that just has that star power. I feel like you're going to be here. You're going to be a household name, and we're just, excited for you. So I'm really happy to have you here. Really, really. So tell me,
thank you.
Hustle in Brooklyn, how did that come about, Azia? How were you approached to be on Hustle in Brooklyn? Give us some insight for those that maybe don't know of the show or anything about the background. You want to share with our listeners about that?
Yeah, so truthfully, it's actually way more simple than everyone thinks. I mean, I've been working for a little while now, just working on my brand, building my brand. I've always wanted to be a household name. I just never knew in what angle it was going to be or what angle was going to work first. And casting director from Hustle in Brooklyn, her name is Ray, shout out to Ray, she hit me up on Instagram. She slid right up in my DMs and was like, hey, working on this show about Brooklyn, and would you ever consider doing reality TV? And I was like, yeah. She was like, well, I think that you should, send the tape in, and I'll share it with the head casting director. And I kept getting those phone calls back, and before you knew it, I was one of the main cast members on the show.
Nice. So before the show, did you know some of the people that you meshed with, like Danny? Did you know Danny before Hustle in Brooklyn?
You know what? I actually knew of her. We weren't really friends per se until maybe a few months before we actually started to film. So our friendship kind of developed during the show and maybe like a few months before the show, but not for like years or anything. I had dropped a song called Pull Up On You, and, you know, she's Haitian and she really liked it, and she's one of the people who, like, used to make videos to the song, post it, that kind of thing. But I didn't know her before then. She liked my music, and we connected off Instagram.
Because you seem one of the most level-headed ones, I have to admit. You and Ivy, you two seem
our parents
kind
did
of
a good job.
Yes, I have to admit. Big ups to Brent. His name is Brent Toussaint. That's your father, correct?
Yep. Shout out to my dad.
He's a famous producer himself. He's well known in the industry, I can tell. Very good.
Yeah.
And big shout out to that. I saw him. That was so adorable. The two of you guys are in the studio, first episode. I see you, and he's like getting on you, and he's trying to school you. And you like giving the face like, okay, Dad, I got this. And I think that's amazing to show your strength. My daughter watches the show. She's 13 years old. And she's like, wow, I love her. She's so cool. That's what I want to hear from the youth when they see a female. You just showed like, okay, I'm a woman, but no, just because I'm pretty, don't try to flirt. What are you doing? This is business. You had me dying. Like, tell me about things like that. Have brothers, since you've been in this game for a minute, now you're getting all this exposure. How's the attention been on you with that you're getting? I'm sure. How is that?
It's so crazy because before the show, people really didn't know what type my personality for. You can't really tell what type of person I am from my Instagram, which is something that I'm working on. So it's more easily to digest, but I haven't gotten the hang of that part yet. But before the show, all types of guys used to reach out to me to, you know, try to talk to me, or in the most absurd ways too. But after the show, I guess when people see my personality, everyone approaches me with like a certain level of respect now. It's not like she's just a pretty girl on Instagram. Hey, I'm just shooting my shot. Or, oh, this girl does music. I'm just shooting my shot. So I guess the show did a really good job of portraying that, like, you know, I respect myself, because the way people approach me now is entirely different. It's not the same. It's not like I don't know if I can curse, but it's not like, hey girl, you know, you got a fat ass, it's not hollow. It's like, it's not like that. It's like, hey, you know, how are you? Do you have a boyfriend? Are you interested? I do have a boyfriend, so they'll be like, okay, well, if it doesn't work out, hit me up. It's very like, I don't know, it's really respectful. It's cool though, because that's one of the things I noticed. I was like, dang, that's funny. People approach me with a whole nother level of respect. It's not the same, like, standing on your corner, hey, Ma, what's up, kind of vibe. I don't get that anymore.
Right. So you exposed a relationship on the show. Are you two still strong? Are you still or in that relationship? Or what's the status with that? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. We are still together. We're still together. Our relationship is strong. We're fine. He's very supportive.
Nice. That's awesome, and that's good to have. So we have in the studio, this is Ty Jones, host of The Voice, and you can catch me right here on Blog Talk Radio. Studio line is 646-668-2718. We have Azia Toussaint in the studio. She is actress, model, rapper, popular song Pull Up On Ya. And Azia, give me some insight. What was the motivation behind, I love the video and the imagery behind you with the snakes. Tell my listeners about that song, the motivation behind the video. What inspired you to even do that?
So, truthfully speaking, I used to be in a production group. Well, I used to be in a production deal a few years ago. I was in a duo with another girl, and that experience, I grew a lot in that experience. Of course, there's always growing pains in any type of relationship that you have, and that was my first time experiencing, I don't want to say working with snakes, but like parting ways with someone or having to work with someone longer than you would in a personal setting. You know, like personally, you might not like a person or you might not be getting along with the person, but in your work setting, you kind of just making it work because you have it's bigger than you, right? It's bigger than your own personal agenda. Like you're both working towards a goal. And that song came from a conversation with my friend. His name is Fresh. He was also a part of the production company at the time. He's on his own now too, doing amazing things. But I flew out to LA. I told him that I wanted to work on some songs, and we both shared that, you know, common interest of basically like eating with snakes or sharing your plate with snakes. Basically, you know, you not liking someone or not really agreeing with the type of person that they are, but you're still eating with them at the table. And it just turned into a song. And the video, once the song was done, I have a background in scene set design and creative direction as well. And once the song was done, it was like, oh, I know exactly how I'm going to do this. So I wanted to play on a lot of biblical references with, like, you know, Jesus and the Last Supper, but instead of, like, eating with disciples, I was literally eating with, like, snakes. The horse thing just happened. That was God. God was like, here you go, girl, sprinkles. We were shooting in the park. For real, I swear. We were shooting in the park, and we were doing the snake scene, and then a horse walked by. I never see horses in Prospect Park in Brooklyn, ever. Like, we have a horse ranch in New York, in Brooklyn, but not Prospect Park. And they were riding horses that day, riding horses back and forth, and I was like, no, I got to get a scene with this, too, and it just worked out. And
that's nice. That's
me getting all those
fire.
snakes. Yeah, literally.
How was that?
Even the snakes,
Are you
I didn't get the
comfortable
snakes.
working with those snakes? Like, how was that? How was that?
It was.
How was that?
So easy. It was really, really easy. I'm super spiritual, so like everything around me for the most part is just like on my vibe, I guess. And the snakes were comfortable. They were super comfortable. They were really active. Some snakes were more active than others. But yeah, they didn't like snap. I didn't get bit. I mean, one of the snakes peed on me. I guess he was really comfortable.
Oh my God.
But it was cool.
Okay.
It was yeah, it wasn't as frightening as people would think or make it seem. It was like holding a cat or a dog.
So I love that. Like it just was like very authentic. It's definitely appropriate for the era of the political stance we have right now. Who's in office in life in general? I'm like, yo, her song is just right on point for so many things that are going on in the world today. So you're definitely hitting it in every area when it comes to just staying current, staying fresh and hot, and then the fashion is on fire. Tell me, who are some of your inspirations? Are you repping a boutique? Are you a brand ambassador? What's up with the fashion aspect of you?
Yes, so my sister, Terry Mack, she has a store in Brooklyn. She basically gives me unlimited access to whatever I need. And during my time of being a creative director and set design, I was a stylist too. So we had a company, a multifaceted company, but it basically was supplying people with cool clothes, cool ideas, and cool creative direction. So styling is like not something that is far-fetched for me. The reason why I stopped being a stylist was because I was tired of making people have my style or giving them my swag. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. But she gives me complete access to everything that she has in her store. So I get to just go there and pick things. Or if I have this crazy cool idea, she helps me bring it to life, or she'll tap into her resources to make it happen. And that's how I just stay kind of authentic to myself. I'm not really forced to work with the same people that everyone else is working with. And I get to kind of just be true to me. I've been fortunate enough to have a team of people who just understand who I am and let me be myself.
Well, that's important, and I think that's what's happening with you all being on BET. Because I remember when I saw you all, I'm not quite sure if you was on the carpet that evening, but when I first saw some of the cast members of Hustle in Brooklyn, I was watching BET's the award ceremony with Tisha Campbell and Tashina Arnold. They hosted it that year, the BET Awards, and the guys, like, I think it was right. and it was BT, and it was on BT, and who was it? It was
Mm-hmm.
Santos, and I think Darnell, correct?
It was Santos, Darnell. Santos, Darnell, Ivy.